Hello everyone, my name is Omelogo Nadi and I like to be called the Children Nurturer. Today we're going to talk about children and questions. Children ask a lot of questions. Once they are able to form words, once they're able to string their sentences together, they start to ask a lot of questions. One of the most popular questions that children are known to ask is the why question. Why? Come and eat. Why? We're going out. Why? Why is this bird singing? Why is this house on top of the other? Why do cars move? Why do I don't know how to do math? Why? They ask a lot of why questions. And besides the why questions, they just ask a lot of questions out of curiosity. Children, as once they are like two and a half years, they begin to try to understand the world around them. And these are why the questions come up. They want to make sense of a whole lot of things, and that's why they question. And as a parent, as a caregiver, as a guardian, you have the responsibility to answer questions that children ask. Do not dismiss these questions. Always answer them. Find age-appropriate language and age-appropriate ideas to use when you're answering the questions children ask. And then try to bring it as down to their level as you can to make them understand. If you do not have the answers to questions your children or the children in your care ask, tell them it is okay to not have an answer in the immediate, but have a conversation with the child. Let the child know that, okay, I've heard your question. I don't have the answer right now. Seek the child's permission to return to the child with the answer to the question the child has asked, and you make that fast. Don't get carried away. In the world that we are in today, there are lots of questions. Even for us adults, there are lots of questions. So imagine the myriads of questions that children are going to have about a lot of things. And you need to hasten in giving answers to questions children ask you. Why? Because if you do not answer questions children have, questions they have asked, and even some that they might not have asked, put into words to ask, but have reached a point where their mannerisms, their body language tells you that they're wondering about these things. If you do not provide answers to these questions, spoken and unspoken, they are going to go elsewhere and get the answers to these questions. And what risk do you run? You're going to run the risk of someone whom you may or may not know, whose principles you may or may not admire or approve of, giving answers to questions your children have, questions your children are asking. Would you rather not be the one providing the answer to these questions? You may not always have the answers, but when you seek the permission to return to them as soon as possible with the answers to these questions, you're able to go out there and seek help. There are so many times that my 7-year-old will ask me something. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure I know the answer to. And say, oh, Mom, how come you don't know? You know everything. I said, no, I don't know everything. We learn every day. And so, okay, then I said, okay, let me find out. So he's there, and then I'm asking Google, because I want to understand. And so sometimes you would say, why don't we ask Google? Now, it's not every question that Google has the answer to. And it's not even every answer you see on Google that is the right answer. You need to also process the answers you get from quarters with yourself. Take them into yourself and process them. Filter them, and then provide answers to these questions for your children. So sometimes, why don't we ask Google? Say, I don't want to ask Google, or I don't think Google is going to give us the answer, the appropriate answer to this question. So even if I would go ahead and find out from Google without his knowing, by the way, I would process it and then know the, take, remove, sift, and then I give the answer to my child, because I don't want him going out there to get the answers to questions that I could have provided answers to. I want to be the one to guide him. And so I listen. I listen to questions he's asking and questions he isn't asking. And you need to do that as a parent. Listen to questions your children are asking. And even the ones they are not putting into words. Look at their body language. Look at the curiosity they have over things around them, and provide answers to these questions. There are so many parents who don't have answers to a lot of questions children ask. It is absolutely okay. But guess what? You can get help. You should always get help. Let me tell you a story. I've told the story a few times, but not on the series. So I have a friend, a man, who once came to me one time and said he had an experience with his daughter. He's got daughters, 3 daughters. And then he said he had an experience with his second daughter. That the daughter came to him and said, "Daddy, I want to talk to you." And he was like, "Okay." He said, well, he didn't see anything wrong with his daughter wanted to talk to him, so he was quite rather curious. And then the daughter said, "Daddy, I have penis on my mind." So I said, "Okay, so what did you say to her?" He said nothing. I said, "What do you mean you said nothing?" He said he didn't say anything. He didn't know what to say. He said he was thrown off. I think this child was probably 7. He said he was thrown off. He was bewildered. He was overwhelmed, and he just ran. He didn't give any answer to this daughter. And then I said, "Sir, I'm sorry, but I think you need to go and have a chat with your daughter and find out." Okay, so you have penis on your mind. Oh, amazing. What's okay, penis? That's the male organ. Oh, why? Tell me about it. So, what exactly? Tell me about this penis on your mind. What are the things that come to your mind when you think about penis? And then you need to find out if this penis is thinking about is a penis of someone in her class, if it is your own penis, or what penis, which penis exactly. You don't run away from children's curiosity. If you do, the curiosity of a child never dies. That is how they learn. That is how they grow. That is how they advance. Through curiosity, they learn. Through curiosity. And so you need to be able to feed the curiosity of a child aright. Feed it appropriately. Feed it with the right things. And so that is why you have to attend to every question a child has. You cannot give what you do not have. So sometimes in answering questions children ask, you have to answer from a place of comfort, from things that you really know yourself. So there are so many times, I think one of the major reasons why a lot of adults dismiss questions children ask is children can ask some of the darnest questions, like you don't even know how to start. But it is because you're thinking about the question a child has asked you as an adult. If a child asks you a question, think like the child. What possibly could the child be thinking about that made this child ask you this question? From the level of a child. Don't go too high. Don't think of, if you think about it from that level of an adult, you tell yourself, oh, you don't need to know about it. That's not true. One time my son asked me what a sanitary towel is. What do I do with a sanitary towel? He was not 6 yet. Deep breath. He happened upon me in the bathroom, and he saw the sanitary. I was seated on the water closet, and then he saw the sanitary towel right beside me, and I was about to wear it, and then he asked, Mom, what's this? I said, it's a sanitary towel. It's also called a pad, a sanitary pad. I said, what's that? I had to explain. I said, okay, that's what women use. Every month they go through what you call the menstrual cycle. Something that happens to them when they don't get pregnant. Every month a woman's body prepares to be pregnant, and most times most women don't get pregnant, so their body washes away the things it had prepared for them to get pregnant with, and then it comes out as blood. And because the woman might be moving around all over the place, you see, she can't have blood spilling all over the place. So that's why sanitary towels, sanitary pads were created, so that the woman can line her pants like this. I showed him. He's 6 years old. He's a boy. He will never use a sanitary towel, but he's curious. And you line the pants like this with the sanitary towel, so that you can trap the blood and keep the woman clean, squeaky clean, and not smelling and not stained. Okay, so that's what a sanitary towel is. Can you run along so that I can finish up what I'm doing? And please, next time you're coming into the bathroom, can you please knock? It's my bathroom, And then he's gone. And guess what? He never forgot. And then when I was out of the bathroom, I said, come. You see what we talked about the sanitary towel? Now, women using sanitary towel is such a private matter. So it's not something you could go and talk about anyhow with your friends, okay? It's not necessary for you to talk about it. I told you because you asked, right? There are some things that children do not need to know. And when such things arise through questions, what you do is give them as some information about that thing that is appropriate for them. There's really nothing that a child doesn't have to know about, especially in the world in which we are in. Yesterday, I was talking to a group of 4 children, including my son, and their age gap is quite a bit wide. Not so wide though. You have 11, you have 8, you have 7, you have 4 going on 5. And so I needed to talk about something. I asked the 11-year-old, do you know what sex is? He said yes. I asked the 8-year-old, do you know what sex is? She said no. I asked the 7-year-old, do you know what sex is? He said no. Of course. I asked the 4 going on 5 also, do you know what sex is? He said no. I said okay. So we didn't talk about it. It wasn't necessary to include it in what I was teaching them, which was responsibility and how to manage your space appropriately. It wasn't necessary. But if they had said that they knew what sex was, all the 4 of them, we were going to have a conversation. I was going to bring it down to a level that is appropriate, in age-appropriate language for them to follow without getting unnecessarily exposed, but having the appropriate information that would foster growth, that would foster their development. Children ask questions, lots of questions, out of curiosity that helps them grow and develop. And you need to always answer questions asked by children. If you dismiss these questions, they won't stop asking. They would continue to ask until someone answers the questions. Wouldn't you rather be the one answering questions your children have? Think about it. Think about it. I hope you're able to get a lot from this video. I am still the children nurturer. My name is Omelogo Nadi. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Omelogo Nadi or at littlecrystals.cradle. Thank you and do have a great day.